Who in the league right now could drop 100? Steph?
Nobody.
Nobody?
Nobody.
KD might be able to. No, I have to be at
nobody in the NBA could drop 100. You serious?
We've already had someone drop 100.
What year was that?
Okay, what's the most point?
Was Wilt playing against
Farmers?
Halftime gardeners, halftime fast food workers, halftime furniture salesmen, bro?
That's right. All right.
It's still impressive.
Yeah. No, it's not. Welcome back to episode 14 of the Harvester Sports Podcast. I'm Austin.
I'm Noah.
And we got a great one for y'all today. I don't know why I just spun my phone. But let's start talking about the NFL for a little bit, all right? A lot of things happened in the NFL today. Some very exciting, some very controversial things.
Raiders played a game. They played a football game.
Raiders played a football game, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. They did play a football game.
It's just one of those weeks again, so let's talk about the other ones. The day started off with the Niners, right? The Niners having a 13-minute opening drive, the longest in NFL history since, I forgot what it was, but the longest in NFL history.
Yeah, I think since 2002 or something. I don't know, in a long time. And also, they didn't score a touchdown, even though they had a perfect, wide open touchdown.
I think it was, they ended at 4th and 1 with a field goal at the end.
They kicked a field goal from the 5-yard line or something like that.
Yeah, but imagine being the Jags, though, and they take up the whole first quarter, and they're like, our turn, and you go and you 26-second drive.
Also worth noting that immediately after that, the Jags had a 20-30-second drive. I think it was literally less than 30 seconds.
They also scored 0 points.
Yeah, the Niners had a 13-minute drive, and then they got the ball back before the quarter was over.
Yeah, that just had me thinking this is legit what I do in Madden. When I'm playing,
when you just hit 2 clock right off the bat.
Yeah, when I'm playing against one of my friends who I know is better than me, I'm like, dude, just get it over with. Run the ball, just keep going. I might even knee it on first down just to get it even closer. I just seem a little cocky. I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't care.
If they would have scored a touchdown there, it would have been the best drive in NFL history.
Oh yeah,
but
also it got me thinking, what if it was if I look it up, it was 2001, 2002, when last time it happened. If I look it up and it was our boy DC, that was the longest one ever, I might throw up. Because if I have to press him for having a 12-minute drive, I might legit throw up.
Oh, 100%, bro. Also, before we get further, this episode is brought to you by Rebel Resin.
Yeah, our boys at Rebel Resin.
Yeah, bringing you all your 3D printing needs. Shout out to them for our new pump. Drill, our oil drill,
whatever it is, that's our thing. Y'all see it.
Hit them up on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, they're all over there. Actually, Tyler, who runs our camera, runs it.
Yeah, he be 3D printing.
He's trash though. Sometimes he's be trash.
Yeah, hey, he didn't show up today. Something about how to go to a football game. I don't know.
Don't do this afterward.
How'd that football game go? Was it one he wanted to be at?
What? Do you think he went to the Raider game? I wonder what game you went to.
We went to an unknown NFL game that did not go that well.
I don't really know what happened, but we're just not going to talk about it. Everyone's like, what? Every time the Raiders have a bad game, people just in our comments why don't you talk about the Raiders this week? I'm like, well, you know why.
Interesting that they didn't mention the Raiders this week. What do you want from me?
And Steeler fans are like, facts. I'm like, where'd you guys come from? It just makes too much sense that the Raiders have a bad game, we don't speak, and then they have a good game, hey, what about them Raiders, man? Just cheesing. All right, you want to talk about Jonathan Taylor today, what he did?
Yeah, he had over 200 yards of offensive production, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had 32 rushing attempts for 185, 4 rushing touchdowns, and then 3 receptions for 20 yards and 1 touchdown, leaving 53 fantasy points. That's almost the record with Jamal Charles.
That's probably as many as my whole team got this week.
I looked at my team and I was like, that if I had that man, all my problems would be solved.
Yeah, I was thinking he was dropping. I could have drafted him at least 3 times.
Probably. I passed it for him for sure. I said, nope, don't need that. And I was cheesing drafting Travis Kelce, just smiling.
Also, I was looking at this week, our fantasy league that we use the NFL app. It sends you right after the draft, it's here's the prediction of a letter grade, how good your draft went, and what we think your record and place is going to be. Mm-hmm. I was pulling that up this week, knowing that I'm 3-8 or something like that, tied for last place. And I pulled it up. It said you're gonna go 11-1, and you're gonna win first place in your fantasy football league.
Mine didn't even give me that hope. Mine didn't even give me that hope. It said no, you're just gonna tank, bro. I drafted it. This ain't your year, and hey, they were correct on that one.
It said I hope you didn't put any money on this fantasy football league. I hope this is just for fun.
Yeah, it's this is just a friendly league, right? You don't have a skunk run or anything, right? You aren't going to get shot by paintballs if you don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, if you don't make the playoffs, your friends aren't going to shoot you with paintball guns while you're in a skunk costume, are they?
Jonathan Taylor, though, he looks like he's going to be like one of those backs like that's just going to be great for like years to come.
Yeah, I think there's a few running like him, Najee Harris. They're young guys that are already like
Cam Akers. If he got hurt at the beginning of this year though, like before the season started. But like these running backs that are like coming into the league, like we're seeing guys like Adrian Peterson kind of move out, and like all these other guys. Like I'm glad that Cordell Patterson kind of found his thing, right? Because the Raiders had him, Vikings had him, but I'm glad now he's getting into that role that he deserves.
Yeah, well, and he's been getting more usage too. Like other teams he's been on in the past, he's been basically just a punt returner or kick returner, not that.
That's why I know what it was for the Raiders. I think he's just a punt returner, and then he like got some snaps, but like very few. I think that's just a thing where the league's going nowadays, where it's like these guys who are kind of like a mystery, like Isaiah Simmons and stuff, right? Where like they don't really know what position they play, so other teams would kind of throw them. Like, just like scrap them. Yeah. Now they're actually like, well, it's kind of it might be a good thing that they don't have one position. Like they're so broad and they're such great athletes that can fit in any place we put them,
Yeah, well, and I think as much as you can like keep the other team guessing and move stuff around instead of just having like this person sticks to their role, this person does that. Yeah. Like even Debo Samuel on the Niners, he's doing super good as a receiver, but he's also getting like some handoffs. He's getting some runs and stuff, which is, I think it's cool to see stuff like that.
I think it's sick to see stuff like that. And like, Debo, like no one would have thought that Debo would have been the one to just have this amazing season this year, right? Like I know all these Brandon Ayuk fans in the chat are probably depressed right now, like our friend Nick, just struggling. I think like Jonathan Taylor feels like he's on the perfect team for for the player he is. Like that just seems like a draft that just went like perfectly. Like this man fits exactly right in our scheme. We have this offensive line that can like. You almost don't need your quarterback to be able to do that much. You have this great offensive line that'll like hold up, and you have this running back who looks like he's gonna be a superstar talent for like generation, like for years to come now.
Yeah, I mean, and the Colts, I think a lot of people did not expect the Colts to be as good as they are this year.
Yeah,
certainly Carson Wentz had a lot of doubters, I think.
Yeah, especially after last week, right? He had that rough game, and then he comes back this game and he drops almost 50 on just for who they played. Nice.
They played a team.
If only Tyler was here to help.
No, they played somebody for sure.
No, they did. They in fact did play somebody.
They played against somebody that did not score very many points, and they did score a lot of points.
What if Jonathan Taylor? Oh, it's the Bills, right?
Yes,
the Bills. That's it.
Yeah.
Because we were rooting for our boy Josh Allen, who is another Bakersfield alumni or like Valley alumni, and that didn't work out too well. I think he threw like 2 interceptions.
Yeah, but Carson Wentz is somebody that it's like. I don't know. It's hard to, at least for me, it's hard to root against Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
He seems like he seems
like a good dude.
Yeah, I think so. If you want to hop on the pod,
listen, Carson.
We got a lot of NFL franchise quarterbacks hitting our DM saying, I want to hop on the pod. I want to hop on the pod. I leave most of them on red. Yeah. Some of them
it's hard.
Take a screenshot, say rip bozo, and then don't respond to him.
It's hard because, a lot of time,
I might say yes to him.
Yeah, a lot of the time we're just like, what, me and Noah feel like running duos today.
Yeah, I'm like, what? We got the boys. Why do we need Tom Brady? Tom Brady's hitting our DMs. And man won't leave us alone.
Another crazy thing happened today is that the now 2-8 Houston Texans beat the 8-3 Tennessee Titans 22-13.
Yeah, which the Texans, I was looking at a stat earlier. Titans. Yeah. 7-0 against playoff teams from last year.
Yeah.
And then this year they're 0-2 against
the Texans and the
Jags.
The
Texans and the Jags.
It must hurt so bad when like the teams that you need to beat that are in your division, you just lose to, and they're absolute garbage.
And you look at the stats of that, they had, I think, Tyrod passed for like 107 yards.
Yeah.
Their offense produced less than 200 yards, and they won. Like,
yeah, I didn't get to watch. We didn't get to watch most of the game. We're too busy watching like the Niners and stuff, and then the Raiders. But like, I saw Tannehill threw 4 interceptions. So like, I guess if that many turnovers are happening, you don't really need to produce much more.
Yeah, not everybody's numb to the pick.
No, I'm numb to him especially. But like, imagine if that's how easy it was. You can throw for 110 and win a game like that. Yeah. Like that's gotta be so easy.
Like 1960s football or something where you just hand it off.
And it's not like Philip Lindsay and David Johnson did much either. They had like 30 yards. Like I think Philip Lindsay had like 30
40
yards.
and 30 or something like that. They didn't.
Yeah, they're not doing much. But you would think it'd be like, oh, okay. Tyrod has like 100 yards. That must mean that David Johnson has 300 yards. No, the man's got 30 yards, and you still win the football game. Texans fans cheesing right now.
Yeah,
Biggest smile on their face.
A dub's a dub. That's the only stat that matters, really.
A dub is a dub.
Do you think that is Belichick happy seeing that Tom is gone and he's still winning games?
Oh, I think so for sure. Last year they were in that weird purgatory with Cam Newton, right, and no quarterback. But now with Mac, man's biggest smile on his face, Belichick right now.
Yeah, well, and that's taking 1 year to transition. Like they had that one last year, which wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
But in order to transition from one quarterback to the next great quarterback.
Yeah, and now they're like, I think they're the top of the division now after the Bills have lost twice in a row. Mm-hmm. And that's, even like especially the teams we root for, we wish we could eat that, right? You have one bad year and then you're back, right? That's gonna be such an awesome way just to transition.
Yeah, not everybody can do that. Most people can't do it.
Yeah,
Belichick is one of very few coaches.
Like we talked about last week, we knew what was going to happen when he spent the most money he's ever spent in free agency, and then he drafted Mac Jones in the first round. I was like, this man is just planning. Like, he's up to something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's also different. Like, I was thinking about the expectations in a way for Mac Jones starting are higher than when Brady first started. Because when Brady first started, he was not supposed to be a starter.
No, yeah.
He was just playing the game because of an injury.
Yeah, I think Bledsoe got hurt, and you're playing the game like you were drafted in the 6th round. Everyone's like, oh, he's just gonna be in for a game. But then after that, it's like he has this no expectations until like, oh, he's the greatest of all time.
Well, and also Mac had a lot of doubters coming out of college because it's always interesting Alabama players. You never know, like, especially a quarterback. You're like, is he that good, or is it just like
from
a
Alabama
stacked team where they just win games?
Yeah, look at it. I have the right here what their team was last year. That was good, by the way. I didn't even tell you I was gonna say this. That was a pretty clean transition. But this is the 2018 Alabama team. All right, Damian Harris, who's amazing in the Patriots right now. Josh Jacobs, a great Raider player. Najee Harris, who looks insane. Tua, Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Irv Smith, Devontae Smith. Those are all studs of their own teams right now.
Alabama's stacked this year. I mean, they're still ranked number 2 in the country, but
well,
I don't know. They're not themselves this year.
It makes sense to me why what's his name? Oh, the coach for Alabama. I'm just slipping right
Nick
now.
Saban.
Yeah, it makes sense to me why he's ever like, I don't need to coach for like the NFL, right? I don't need a coach for I have like NFL level. I have an NFL level team every year because all these guys that play for me are getting drafted in the first round next year, and I can pick and choose who I get, right? Because in the NFL, you like all these other great teams are like taking guys like in the draft and stuff, but you like really as a college, like, especially for him, he can take whoever he wants.
Yeah, well, that's why it's different being like NFL. You're scouting out, trying to find this person's still going to be there when I'm available. Versus if you're one of like a top SEC, ACC school, like Alabama is, then you're just take whoever you want.
That's legit has to be the easiest like recruiting job ever. Like all you have to be is like we're Alabama. Do you want to come play with us or do you not want to come play with us?
Yeah, I don't know how much you have to like really like treat them on their visit. And,
like if you're Alabama's recruiting team, like legit just say we're Alabama and send them. Say, this is who got taken in the first round from our team last year.
We're Alabama. We have this many national championships. Yeah. You might be our third string quarterback. You might not start at all. Yeah. But you'll be on Alabama.
No, I'm like, hey, and you'll be our third string quarterback, but you're gonna get drafted in the first round still. Like they had Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Mac Jones. All those guys are taken in the second round.
That's true. Yeah.
And a little bit about like we're talking about Mac Jones and Tom Brady. I saw this stat on online last week. Ready for this? In their first 10 career starts for the Patriots, Mac Jones is 6-4, right? 6 wins, 4 losses, 69% completion, 233 yards per game, 13-7 touchdown reception ratio, and 94 passer rating. All right. And Tom Brady was 7-for-3, 66 completions, 203 yards per game, 16-7 and 16-7 touchdown receptions, and then 94 passer rating. Like they're very close to each other.
Yeah, that's why I think it'll be interesting. Because I don't want to overreact to Mac's success, but like
we don't want to overreact. But both of us are plotting to draft him in our sleeper league, our keeper league, where we keep him the whole year, right? Where it's a rush to who drafts him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he can keep what he's doing, even for the rest of the season, it'll be impressive. Because you have very few. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks coming in, like even like Trevor Lawrence he's a great quarterback,
just on a bad team
struggling.
Right now.
His team's not winning games, but.
And Mac Jones is on pace to break Dak's completion percentage his rookie year. Like Dak's was 67.8 and Mac is 69 right now. So like people always hate on like I think if you're on a team, it's very different. But if you're on a team like the Raiders, you don't like Duncan is not going to really work, right? Like checkdowns aren't going to really work in that system. But like the Patriots, if I'm Mac, I don't care, right? I'm just Duncan, but we're going to win Super Bowls, right?
Yeah, and that's why I think Mac Jones a little bit flies under the radar.
Yeah.
Well, not really flies under the radar because people I think now know he's great. No, even people that used to hate on him are realizing like, he's probably going to have a good career.
Like I even saw Tyrann Mathieu on Twitter was like, I know y'all slept on this guy, and now y'all excited about him. Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like, I don't know, you just don't see as many like crazy passes, crazy deep passes or whatever, but the man's winning games. So
yeah, he's winning games and he's like very accurate, especially for like a young guy. Like I feel like a lot of these rookie quarterbacks, like we're not trying to make excuses for anybody, but it's like the whole scene, like, oh, he's just a rookie this season. But Mac Jones, it's like this dude's already past that. It's just a rookie. Like he's already a great quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a rookie quarterback, I would much rather be drafted by Bill Belichick led Patriots than by the Jags.
Yeah, because we've talked before. Like, it's not the NBA where like one rookie can change a whole team. It's just 5 guys. Like, if you're a quarterback, you're taking first overall, you're going to a team that won 1 game last year. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to do that much, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty rare that you can come in, even as a quarterback, especially other positions.
Yeah.
Very rare that you can come in and turn around right away.
Like, that's why I always say, like, I wish I was, like, somehow 18 when my dad got drafted, because I'd try to pull a Manning and be like, Dad, don't go to the Texans. Just wait, like, a couple more picks. I would, like, tweet, like, a fake injury or something. I was like, actually, did you know?
You'd come out with a fake scandal.
Yeah, but David Carr beats me. I was like, he hits me every night, and he tore his ACL last week.
Yeah, I think he would probably fall more than a couple picks after that. Probably wouldn't go in the first round, but you do you.
Yeah, I tried to just take him like 3 more picks away, but really, he just goes undrafted. I'm like, my bad, Dad.
No, it would have to be more like he doesn't like the weather in Houston or something.
I'd just be like, he hates Houston, Texas. He actually told me yesterday that Texas is the worst state in the whole United States. My bad. I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying that. Dad loves Houston. My bad. Did you want to talk about the awards that passed out last week? You want to talk about Robbie Ray real quick?
You think I got a single word to say about a man named Robbie Ray?
Okay, well, Robbie Ray, real quick. Robbie Ray won the 2021 American League Cy Young, right? He led the league in ERAs, strikes, IPs, and whip.
Also, the name Robbie Ray always reminds me of the barbecue sauce. What's the barbecue sauce? Sweet Baby Ray.
Oh, Sweet Baby Ray?
Sweet Baby Ray. Yeah, I don't know why, but there you go.
Yeah, Robbie Ray.
That should be his nickname, Sweet Baby Ray.
Yeah, Robbie Ray, like, that's cool. You won, right? But we really care about our boy Corbin Burnes, who is from Bakersfield, went to Centennial, and this man hates me so much because I didn't tell him. Like, he's the biggest baseball fan, and I didn't tell him that Corbin Burnes works out at the barn, like, and he's here when he's been here. And
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
He's like, you just tell me that the best pitcher in baseball.
Best pitcher in baseball, just chilling. Not on the pod.
No, he's been chilling, and he's been here before, and he hasn't even been like working or anything. He's just been like hanging out back there, like shooting hoops, and I just haven't told you. I feel bad now. You could have went hung out with him, bro. Especially since we're so like involved in the valley and stuff. Like, it would just make sense.
We were talking about this. It's really interesting, especially right now in particular. You look around at who the good people are in sports. There's like, for as small as the valley is relatively, there's so many great athletes from the valley right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have Derek, you have Josh Allen, you have Jordan Love, you have Corbin Burnes, you have Aaron Judge, you have all these great athletes.
Paul George, like all these guys who came and played their
whether
sports over here.
Either came here for college or grew up here. Like, it's ridiculous.
It don't like,
and people don't realize that at all. Maybe it's because they're out there practicing in 110-degree heat. So that could be it. That way, when you go play somewhere where it's like 75 and sunny, then it's honestly like,
it's a breeze. Like, these kids, like these like high school and like college kids who are like, oh, I don't want to, Bakersfield's trash. I want to live in like LA and stuff. Like, really, like, there are freak athletes coming out of our area, and like there are amazing coaches out here.
Yeah, which is why I mean, if I was a college scout, I'd be recruiting. I'd be recruiting tons of people out of here.
Oh, yeah, like, if I'm Fresno, I want to focus on the valley, because there's so many athletes that aren't getting picked up, and like, I feel bad because like these athletes are amazing at BCHS, and all these guys are like having to go play at like BC and stuff, because like colleges aren't just looking over here, and they have to play, and then they have to transfer, and then they finally get their shot. Yeah, like BCHS, like my family who coaches it, like they're going on to Valley next week, and then probably gonna win that. They're going to state again. Like, they're like constantly like all these, they're finding this. With a small school BCHS, and they're still winning these games, But there's just all these athletes just down here.
Yeah, which that's why I think if you're a scout, you need to look at not just the big schools, but look at like smaller schools and who is like carrying the team on that small school or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because you already know, like, if I'm one of these smaller colleges, I'm like, okay, Alabama's already gonna take these freak athletes, right, from like these big schools. So like, I might be trying to go look over here at like in the valley, Bakersfield, right, in this just area, and be like, there are stars over here that no one's really looking at, Because all these, like, especially if you're Fresno, all these kids who grow up in Bakersfield, they want to go to Fresno. You know, they want to go to the school that's near their town. They want to go to their home city, and they want to win for their city, basically.
Yeah, I think that's the case with a lot of athletes. Like, we had Hunter Renfroe on the pod, and he was talking about growing up a massive Clemson fan, and he didn't get an offer or a scholarship to go there, but walked on there and was like, that's what he wanted more than anything, was to win for his team.
Yeah, and those stories are like so sick. And like, I feel bad because Fresno fumbled the bag with Josh Allen. Like, he wanted to go.
He wanted to go
like,
there.
Yeah, I remember seeing him like when I was little, like at the Carly camps, like just throwing footballs with my dad, and like we have that picture with like him and Derek. And Fresno just said like, sorry, you're too small, right? And we're gonna go look at all these other places. I'm like, you just let right now, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, you just let him go. Nope, we're good. You could have had that dynasty of my dad, Derek, right, and then Josh Allen, and now you're
sleeping on Hainer apparently, bro.
Yeah, no, Hainer's good too. We're just like we're just sleep on these kids who are in the valley who want to play for you, and you're just rather be like trying to live up to the expectation, like, no, because we're getting to a big college, we need to go look across the country for our quarterback, you know. Sometimes it, like, to me, it feels like that these schools feel like they're too good, you know, to look in the valley, like we're too big to like.
Well, that's why, like, hometown, I don't know, hometown stories are super cool. Like, on when the Raiders were on Hard Knocks, I was, like, Keelan Doss. I was watching Hard Knocks hoping that man would be a future Hall of Famer or something, because he grew up in Alameda County. Got to play for the Oakland Raiders. But.
Yeah, it's just so sick, because I remember, like, we have friends talking, and like, I went to high school with Jordan Love. You know, I was in class with Cody Kessler. I'm like, those stories are just so sick. We're just like, you're just chilling in class, and you're like, oh, this dude's going to the NFL. Throw me that juice box over there real quick, man.
You low? Hand
me both of them. As we were talking, that's why I'm messing up, bro, because my mind is deteriorating. Did we talk about, this is the fun of having diabetes on the podcast, you know? I'm still human, guys. I still have to drink juice boxes sometimes. I know I'm really cool. I have a podcast.
We're just mid-podcast episode. Your head just goes, you just pass out, head hits the table. All right, so while Austin's avoiding passing out by drinking juice boxes like a child... Okay.
Guys, I know I have a cool life. I'm a podcaster. I still have diabetes, dude.
We're all human. You thought Austin...
I just have an organ floating in my body that doesn't work.
You thought Austin was untouchable, but no, he drinks apple juice too. He has to drink apple juice to survive. Okay, so this past week was all the MLB rewards or awards were given out.
Yep.
You talked about that earlier, and I'm super stoked that the committee that decides that did not completely fumble the bag, because Shohei Ohtani did not only win MVP, AL MVP, but unanimously, which I thought for sure there was going to be at least one guy. That was going to be.
You were so excited when I texted you. Well, I texted you, I was like, what are we going to talk about? And you were talking about Shohei already, but you didn't realize he won unanimously.
Because I got the notification that said that he won MVP,
and it didn't say unanimous.
It didn't say one unanimous MVP, and I felt my blood boiling not seeing that word in there. I was like, who didn't vote for him? I was pulling up the results to see who it was.
You text me like, I'm gonna find out who
that name, whoever it was that didn't vote unanimously or that didn't vote for Shohei. I was gonna have him pull up to the pod and just say, explain yourself,
and just hate on him. But that's so sick. Like, we all knew that's who should have won. So it's crazy to me that like anything other than a unanimous win for him would have been just straight like controversial.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was looking at earlier the stat that says, as a batter, his wins above replacement was 4.9 wins. As a pitcher, 4.2. So that's combined. His combined overall wins above replacement was 9.1. So how valuable he is. Second best was like not even 8 or something. So he was fully. Yeah. I mean, if you think about what it means to be most valuable, it's who's contributing the most to your team. How could it not be the person that hit third most home runs in the league, and also one of the better and even best pitchers in the league?
Yeah, and even like a great outfielder too, right? Like Oh no.
No, yeah.
Yeah. That's how like we were talking about earlier with like Isaiah Simmons and stuff, like those guys who can play every position. And like back in the day, people would like push him under the rug. It was like we really just want a guy who's really good at one position and can do that. But like Shohei is one who like he can play anything and he's excellent at playing anything.
Yeah, I mean if you think about what the word value means, like Shohei Ohtani is like the most valuable person that you could have in baseball.
Yeah, like which player, like people like sometimes forget like kind of like dial down what MVP means, right? It's like who is the most valuable player in the league? Who is most valuable to like not just the team, but like you can put him in any team and he would do amazing. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's I got to see Shohei play when I went to is actually at Fenway. I saw him play against the Red Sox, and watching him hit. First of all, watching him step on the field is insane because you don't realize. I think a lot of people don't realize the man is a unit. He's built like Hercules.
He's massive,
like he's 6'4" or something like that, like 210, 220 pounds. But also, I saw him hit a home run into right field.
Yeah.
His home runs are different because they
just make you smile.
Most home runs, like the announcer's going, it's a fly ball to deep right field. This one might be gone. This one might be gone. It's going. His are out and like it's just a line drive. It's just gone. As soon as it's not even a fly ball. It's just like straight out.
As soon as it connects, you know that thing's just gone.
Yeah, no, it's just this loud noise and then it's like in the stands. And I think you don't even get to watch it go. It's just gone.
I think like if you like, I think we've talked about this with my dad on, but like if you're a fan of any sport, like it's so different going to the games. Like it just feels so different, and you feel like involved with the game. Like you feel like you're somehow like even though you might not be, but you just feel like you're contributing to the game, and it's just like you're like in the atmosphere. It's just so fun.
Yeah, I mean, even I think fans do contribute. You see that at like even Allegiant, they talk about the noise level.
Yeah, like just how loud it is.
Yeah, it gets loud, and I mean it's just so much cooler to be like seeing those people that you see on TV. It's so much different when you see them in person and realize, wow, even the ones that I think of as being small are like twice the size of a normal human being.
Yeah,
like, they just seem like not real when you see them. You're like.
Yeah, and like especially in like
when I'm seeing like Darren Waller, I'm like,
when we were in the tunnel, all the players walking by,
watching him walking to his car, I was like,
it's like in your head you have like all these like fans like I could score touchdown stuff, and then I'm seeing like these corners. I'm seeing Jonathan Abram walking by. I'm like, this dude would kill me, dude.
It's not, I mean, even like the people that you think of, like Kenyon Drake or whoever you think of as like, oh, he's not like big, he's not massive. You still see him, you're like, yeah, he plays football. Yeah, this makes sense.
Like I'm seeing Solomon Thomas walk by, and I'm like, this makes sense why the Niners took him so high. Like, this dude is so jacked. And like, yeah, I just think like when you're especially NFL, when you're watching at home, right? It's kind of like a very specific view. You're not seeing the whole thing, but when you're in the stands and you kind of get to see the whole play come together, and just like everyone just stands up and starts yelling because you know something amazing about to happen. There's just nothing really like it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Which, I mean, if I was at any sports game this week, I might have liked to be at the Lakers-Pistons game today.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that?
That was right before we filmed this. We're like, oh, let's watch a little bit of the Lakers game. And then there's just somebody's bleeding, bro.
Yeah, it was legit Mouse in the Palace.
It was Isaiah, what's his name? I have it here. Stewart. Isaiah Stewart on the Pistons that LeBron kind of tried to block him out of the free throw and
look, he cut his eye.
Bonked him in his eye.
But like, I think something else had to have happened because he started sprinting at like the other Lakers.
I've never seen it. I mean, I've never seen
like in the beginning it was like he decided and he was like, all right, and he like pushed LeBron, right? But then like as he was like walking away, like something switched in that man's brain. He went from like my eye hurts to like I need to kill whoever's near me.
I think it was a lot different than like you see guys a lot of the times they're like, oh, hold me back, but they're not actually trying to like fight the person.
No,
they're just like trying to look tough. But he was trying to kill LeBron.
It's also like I don't want to see like any players get hurt or anything, but it's kind of cool to be like the Pistons are still those bad boy Pistons, you know, and they're still like they're out for blood.
There's something about like I don't know. I never want to see like people getting in fights, getting hurt, but also part of me is like it's kind of sick that like sports are to the point where people care about sports so much that
they're gonna brawl,
like, fight over.
Yeah,
it.
like
even like when I see fans in the stands fighting, I'm like. The fact that there's Dodgers and Giants fans or Yankees and Red Sox fans that hate each other enough over a team to fight, it's kind of sick in a way.
It is kind of sick. Like,
I mean, it's bad, but it's also kind of sick.
Yeah, like living in New York, like when we go to Eagle games, like there's just brawling around us. I'm like, these dudes love this game so much. Like this is the highlight of their thing is going to be going to jail for a night because they just like just try to kill some dude on the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like if you're in the black hole and you tell somebody like, Yeah, I went to prison because I beat up a Chiefs fan.
Oh,
like, that gave you so much clout.
No, you would get so much clout. They would give you free hot dogs, free beer. They would give you whatever you want there. They probably put you on the main screen and everything. Yeah. Another thing I was
like the Sons and 3 guy.
Yeah,
he got free Suns
everything
for knocking out a Jazz fan.
Yeah, he was dirty with it though. That was insane.
That was clean.
Dude, if you have time to hit the dude and then hold him and like talk smack and then go back,
he grabbed him like by the shirt like this and
and then he kept talking and he went back to it. Yeah. It was legit like, are you not entertained?
Yeah. Imagine your team's already losing. You get punched in the face. Sons and 3. Punch in the face again.
I wouldn't know what to do if we were at an event and I see some dude beating you and then look at me like, you want some too? I'm like, I really don't. I really don't. But I feel like I'm gonna be in trouble if I don't help my boy out. Another thing.
Just trying to watch the game.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking of it's interesting to see in like the level of like I wrote an article about this a couple days ago, but like the way the players like intertwine, how much they care for each other. Like seeing Westbrook just sprint after and immediately go to help LeBron.
Yeah, against Isaiah Stewart, who's what? He looks like a 7-footer.
Oh, he's 8 inches probably taller than Westbrook. Yeah,
yeah.
And just like knowing that like Westbrook was turned around, he didn't see at all what happened, but he immediately joined LeBron's side. LeBron could have been totally in the wrong and like could have just like murdered the dude's family in front of him, but Westbrook was on his way, and so was AD, immediately into the fight.
Yeah, no, they just hop in there, which almost always makes it worse. When instead of 2 people, it's like bench is clear. It's never better, but
especially like Westbrook too has been known to like get into these arguments and stuff in these fights, and we've been seeing a lot of these fights recently. Like with the Heat remember that picture of them pulling up to the locker room is the coolest picture of all time.
Which one?
They got in a fight with Jokic, right? It was Jokic.
Oh, yeah.
And then they pulled up the locker room in the coldest picture I've ever seen in my life, and them just looking for it. But yeah, I just think about that and like that's sick, and like the Lakers look like they're becoming a little bit of bad boys too. Like you're naming the center the Crip Arena, like that's not gonna go well either.
No, that's actually for a moment I thought about that. I mean, there was a moment where I tried to catch you slipping. The fact that they're turning Staples Center into Crypto.com center.
Yeah, Crypto.com.
And it's soon too. December.
Yeah,
it's Christmas time.
Like on Christmas they're changing it.
Crypto.com Arena. That is not a good name.
Yeah, that's what
they're trying to make it cooler, calling it the Crip. That just sounds like it's gang affiliated.
Yeah, that's what
the Bloods aren't gonna pull up to games.
That's what
anymore.
Westbrook said. He's like, so we're calling it the Crip Arena.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not gonna be good. It's in downtown Los Angeles too. Like this is not the move.
I said they need to just get rid of all the sponsors and just call it the house that Kobe built.
Yeah,
and just call that.
Yeah, just the house that Kobe built. No
sponsors, or just call it Staples Center. I gotta wrap this up. I got a date.
I got a girlfriend.
Do you really? No. But what if I do? That's like the other night when I said what I say about Steph.
Oh, he said Steph dropped 60. I said, really? He said, no, but what if?
no, but what if he did? But what if Steph did drop 60?
That'd be really sick, dude. But you got the whole party excited. He said, hey, Steph dropped 60.
Yeah, I have an Xbox party. Did you see what Steph did? What did he do? He dropped 60. Really? Nah, but what if he did? Imagine if he did.
Imagine if he did.
Now, he would be onto something if he did.
He legit would be onto something.
Steph, he might drop 60.
He could definitely drop 60.
He has 50 right now, bro.
Shut up. Yeah, you just.
Hey, what if he did? What if he did?
You didn't even open your phone.
I don't. Like, is he gonna pull the Warriors score right away? Steph's 0 for 2 right now.
He dropped 70 right now.
He's on his way.
Do you think is he the most? Who in the league right now could drop 100? Steph?
Nobody.
Nobody?
I mean, nobody.
KD might be able to. No, I have to be.
Nobody in the NBA could drop 100. You serious?
We've already had someone drop 100.
What year was that? Like,
what's the most point?
Was Wilt playing against
farmers,
halftime gardeners, halftime fast food workers, halftime furniture salesmen, bro?
That's right. All right.
I mean, it's still impressive.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Low key was Kobe dropping 81 more impressive than him dropping 100? Absolutely.
Oh, probably, yeah.
So like that's why like if somebody dropped in today's NBA dropped.
No, if you're dropping over,
I think it gets increasingly harder to drop.
If you're dropping over 30 points, like it's insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we become numb to it a little bit. Like when you see Steph and like KD, I think right now they're the 2 leading scorers this year, dropping like 27, 28 points a game. Yeah. That's a lot.
That is
a big number.
I don't think in a full NBA game I could drop 3. I don't think I could.
I don't think you could drop any.
I'd pull up.
I think if you got thrown into an NBA game right now, how many points would you drop?
I think I would just go to the hole and try to foul. Do they know?
Tried to get fouled.
Yeah.
Tried to draw foul.
But could I make a free throw? I don't. I might granny it.
Don't shoot a granny, bro.
I might granny. That might go in.
If you shoot a granny, you have to make it. Because there's nothing more embarrassing than shooting granny style and then just bricking it.
If you brick a granny, don't say
if you make it,
style.
it'd be kind of... What, bro? That'd be... If you make it,
I'm
that's
hearing
heat.
stuff,
But
bro.
if you miss it, then...
I'm hearing things.
Yeah, there's... Tom Brady, bro, get out. I told you can't come on the
Tom, now
pod
was
this
your
week.
podcast this time. Next week.
I swear this man will not take no for an answer.
Yeah, guys, by the way, we've had Michael Vick on the podcast like a couple weeks ago, but we having to push it back.
We filmed an entire episode with Michael Vick, actually.
Yeah, we
and then
keep
we
having
like,
to push it back.
We were like,
Now's not the right time.
This is bad, bro. I've been waiting to post it. I'm like, this is just not a good episode.
I mean, we deleted the Vince Carter one.
Oh, yeah, we filmed the one with Vince Carter, and then we were like, we want good content for our fans. I don't know if this is good enough. And then
I think Vince deserves to be on the...
That's like, do you remember when LeBron announced retirement on our podcast, and then we were like, it's not a good episode, so we didn't drop the episode. So then nobody knows that he's planning on retiring.
No, I do remember though when we talked Bill Belichick out of retirement, like on the pod. We told him not, and he said, "Okay, you know what? For you guys."
When Bill Belichick came on the pod, he was like, "I'm retiring." We're like, "No, Bill, don't retire." And he's like, "Okay, okay, just delete the files, pretend I was never here."
Remember, he was like, "I'm gonna retire." I was like, "No, just draft Mac Jones." He said, "Oh, okay, I might do that."
yeah, that's true.
We
that
give
was
him tips.
Before. Yeah.
Remember they came like Kyle Shanahan came to us. He said, "Who should I draft?" I was like, "I'm Trey Lance." I'm like, "All right." All right, if you want. I mean, I don't know who that is. Is he good? I think he's pretty good.
That's bro. Now Tom Brady's calling me on my phone.
Yeah, they
bro.
get Tom. All right,
Tom, stop.
real quick, dude. I learned the conspiracy theory of Paul Pierce pooping his pants goes deeper now. Okay,
deeper than
a man pooping his pants.
a man pooping himself.
Let me give y'all
mid NBA game,
Yeah.
and the conspiracy goes deeper than that.
Let me give y'all the rundown. Okay, so in the 2008 NBA Finals, in the third quarter of Game 1, Paul Pierce tripped over his teammate, right, and it looked like he hurt his knee, and they took him out in a stretcher. Okay, and he came back 2 minutes later. Okay, 2 minutes later. All right, just remember that part. 2 minutes later. Okay, but then in 2019, okay, because after all that, he came back with a knee brace on. So after all that, people were like, "Oh, so he hurt his knee." But in 2019, he came out and said that he had a bathroom accident on the court. Okay, and he had to conceal it, right? And that's why he sat in the thing.
Right.
But 3 days ago, he comes out and he says this. He says, "I can't believe people believe this." So listen to this. I want fans to hear this. If you poop your pants, does it make sense to sit down and mush it in a wheelchair? No, it does not. I would walk back there straight to the bathroom. Why would I need a wheelchair if I poop my pants? You don't sit down on poop. What do we think about that? Is he capping?
I think...
Why is he flip-flopping?
I think if I was him, I would want to go out on a wheelchair because you're selling it more.
Yeah, right?
I wouldn't be worried about...
I don't care about mushing. It's too late.
No, you're already... If you're in too deep, then you're in too deep.
Because
you just have to commit.
Yes, because like...
If I was him, I honestly would have stayed out. I would have stayed out longer, if anything.
Okay, because listen, like, being out 2 minutes, that's definitely pooped your pants time. That is not... I might have just hurt my knee time, you know?
Yeah, no, there's no way that... I don't know, a physician checking you out, getting you cleared, especially with a knee. Just slapping a brace on the knee and sending you back in 2 minutes later.
How good does it be to sell that, though? He's like, "Please give me a knee brace."
That's
right.
Honestly, I gotta give. That's very quick thinking.
That's very quick thinking. And also, I just don't understand why he would say, "I pooped my pants," and then now I'll be like, "I can't believe y'all believe that." What are you talking about, dude? It's the most suspicious thing ever.
Yes, I did believe you when you said that.
He said, "Y'all really believe I pooped my pants after I said I pooped my pants?"
Yeah, I don't. I mean, if you're saying it,
we can't trust each other anymore.
I would expect you to tell the truth about that.
I mean, like, I get what he's saying. You don't want to like sit and mush it around, right? But like, I don't want to stand up and walk with poop coming down my leg. Like, that is worse than just sitting in it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when he fell down on the ground, his choices.
You're already at the point of no return. You pooped your pants.
He either had to waddle out or sit on the wheelchair out, and he chose the wheelchair.
You're already at the point of no return. You've already pooped your pants in an NBA game.
Or maybe this is him saying that. is him saying, why would I sit down in it and mush it around? That's him realizing, like, I made the wrong decision. I should have, like, he's like, that sucks having to sit in it. I should have just waddled out.
Oh, he's coming to self-realization.
He's realizing like I went about this the wrong way. This is what I should have done.
He's fighting with himself. It's that scene from Interstellar that's a meme right now when he's no Murph. And he's banging on the bookcase trying to warn himself. Say, I wish I didn't say.
I'm glad that those are like the two. The biggest conspiracies in sports is, did Babe Ruth call his shot on the home run? And did Paul Pierce poop his pants?
And then the third is, did Magic Johnson actually have AIDS, or was it conspiracy theory by the FBI?
This one's news to me. I mean, I'm open to the possibility. I haven't seen any medical results, but
I'll find out. I'll get to the bottom of it. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we are good. We're relatively good.
All right, well, that's it from us, y'all. Thanks for watching this episode of the Horse Wars Podcast. No, you have anything to say?
Yeah, just make sure you're subscribed, follow us on social media, and also drop some comments about what you like. What you don't like, but there probably is nothing you don't like. But if there was, and anything you want to see from us, anything, we read all your comments and love to see you guys engage with stuff. So thanks for watching. Yeah, we always try to like reply to everything, and we're always constantly trying to grow and like just make better content for y'all. So any advice y'all can give? Except for if you say, why didn't you talk about why the Raiders lost? We don't reply to those comments. Listen, anytime the Raiders lose, I will not talk about it on the podcast. The thing is, some people like try to dodge it. They're like, oh, I'll just try to tell you. No, I'm not going to talk about that. Like straight up. Guess what? It's our podcast. I don't want to talk about things that hurt my feelings. If it's gonna make me sad, we're not gonna talk about it. We like sitting on my couch just like this, just watching. Y'all think we like that? Watching the Raiders game, knowing that we're filming a podcast right after it, I'm like, wow. Well, it's like incomplete pass, and then my phone goes boom, boom. I'm like, oh no, guys, that was so quick. This blank tweet at you 28 seconds ago. I'm like, y'all are quick with it. And they're like, someone in their head is like, as soon as it happens, like, I'm gonna ruin Austin's day. Well, it's like as if I didn't see it. Like you had to bring it to my attention and be like, hey, by the way, you see the Raiders lost? Yeah. Well, wait. They played today? I just realized that. Yeah, I didn't know. All righty. Well, thank you all. Well,